We are super excited to be joined by our next guest for the very first time. Please welcome from her home, Janelle Monáe.
Hi, beautiful.
Hey, girl, hey, you better come through with your hat.
Yes, we
Look,
love the hat.
Sombrero
I'm
out.
trying to hide all this new growth I got.
Beautiful.
Oh, welcome to the show, Janelle.
Thank you for having me.
We are huge fans of you, by the way. So we feel very honored. So quarantine has been a trying time for all of us, but it seems like you have been using this time to actually pick up some interesting hobbies. What are they?
What you doing?
Well, as of yesterday, I have mastered, peeing for 33 seconds. It used to be 49 seconds. So now I'm reducing my time in the bathroom less.
Nice.
Okay.
Because that's a sport within itself. I have also learned how to drink coffee. I was never a coffee drinker until
I love your cup.
I mean, I'm telling you, like coffee, who would have
A
thought?
beautiful thing. How do you
Coffee
take
is
your
amazing.
coffee? How do you drink it? Straight black? What do you do?
No. I like a little almond milk and
Nice.
cream
Mm-hmm.
in it and like an espresso.
Okay.
Yeah, my friend made it for me and I was just like, oh, because I also love espresso martinis and that's mixed with vodka.
Oh.
So I really was trying to do that.
Yo, yes.
But I was
You
like,
can do it.
let me at least figure out how to make coffee first.
Coffee first.
So
It's a good first
Got
step.
it.
It's a good first step.
So what music are you listening to right now that is helping you get through this pandemic?
you know what I love? I love the remix, the Savage remix with Beyonce and Meg Thee Stallion. I love that.
Yeah.
I
So
think
good.
Work out to it.
that got me hyped. Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to get back in the clubs.
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay.
With the espresso martini to kick it off, girl. Yes, I'm with you on
Look.
that. I want to talk about your style because everybody knows you for your signature looks. In quarantine, how does Janelle rock her every day? What are you doing? What are you not doing?
What am I feeling? What am I not doing? I mean, you know what? Right now, if y'all really want to know, look, hey, shave. I'm embracing,
Hey,
I'm embracing
same.
just not really giving. Like, how do you do that and not be disgusted with yourself? So I'm trying to find the balance.
Find that balance.
Of I don't care, but I cannot not like you. Like you need to get it together. Like that.
Wait,
that
I want to know this, Janelle, because clearly when you're in the business, you always got to be primped and groomed and have everything together. What have you learned about yourself? What's the weirdest thing you've learned about yourself in this new letting it go stage?
What have I learned about myself? You know what? I will say staying in is really making a lot of us like go inward. And this might be a little deep, but I think I've been having to like deal with like past childhood traumas and like things that have happened, conversations that you just have to have with me, myself, and I, because that's all you have in the room. So I think this quarantine is a as devastating as it is for this whole country and around the world. I think it's a time that we can actually reflect and find out some things that we need to fix about ourselves. And I'm not going to reveal those things here because I'm still working through them. But I'm thankful that I get a chance to spend more time with myself, and we get an opportunity to slow things down, cut things in half. And I think that when we come out of this, there'll be a lot of things that we question. Like, for instance, I don't know what day it is.
Okay.
Does it even matter?
I don't know. My concept of time, like it feels like the whiz. You know when you find out who the whiz is? That's what I feel like. I feel like so many people have made up these social constructs of like what you have to do between 9 to 5. Like my Sunday is my Monday. My Friday, you know, is my hump day Wednesday. Like, I don't know who authorized these rules, but I think I'm gonna come out, you know, questioning a lot of things.
Got it.
I mean, we're on the third month of March, so this is I
right.
used to call this.
Right.
My Wi-Fi is also questioning whether or not I should be visible right now, but I'm gonna ask the question anyway through the fuzz of my Wi-Fi. Recently got emotional while performing for Verizon's Pay It Forward series, which is aimed to support small businesses affected by COVID-19. Why were you so moved?
Well, one, I hadn't really connected to anybody outside of the folks that, you know, I know that at quarantine and like, you know, we're not positive. So just being able to actually hear from other folks like myself, you know, other Black women who own businesses and who are impacted financially and just emotionally by, you know, not having business right now was touching. And just thinking about the folks who couldn't be with their loved ones when they passed away, and the way the government is handling this, the combination of that, you know, like any person during this time, I hope is enough to get you moved and enough to just remind you how important community is. I think these are the moments that we will remember. We will remember how we showed up for each other, who showed up for who, and in what ways. And so, you know, I'm just trying to actually use that energy or the energy of being upset or just not knowing to figure out, okay, what can I do in this moment? Because we're not all, you know, going through the same experience. My experience is different than the experience of like a Black single mom with 5 kids right now. And just knowing that, being aware of that, you know, is just, it's enough to break you down, but also enough to motivate you to try and do more.
Well, you know, Janelle, the thing that we love about you is that you support, you show up when you need to, you know, show up. And I see you at events all the time. The last time I saw you was at the Essence Black Women in Hollywood luncheon. Why is it so important for us to support events for women of color? Because you do that a lot.
I think visibility and representation, you know, will always be important. And I think the events that we go to, especially if we have platforms when we come together, lets the rest of the world know this is the thing. This is valuable. This is important. And I always want to lend myself to support other Black women. And you know, Essence has supported us for decades. And it's just only right to show up for your tribe of your folks and to make sure that even when the rest of the world doesn't acknowledge us, what's most important is family. And as long as your family is acknowledging you, that should be enough.
Now, you were supposed to have a huge movie come out in late April called Antebellum. We were all so excited about it, but it actually got pushed back due to the pandemic, obviously. But you guys, Forbes magazine was actually predicting that this would have topped the box office had it come out when it was supposed to. So, Janelle, are you a bit disappointed about the delay? What are your thoughts?
Well, I would have been really disappointed if people would have showed up and contracted COVID-19.
That part.
So yeah, like for me, you know, health is the most important. And I want people to experience this film in the theaters together. I think this is a big screen film. You know, it's my first leading role as well. Worked with a phenomenal cast. And it's centered around, you know, a Black woman who is indeed a modern day superhero. So I want us to be able to come ready, you know, and healthy.
Yeah.
So it'll I think right now, August 21st is
Okay.
the new date, but obviously we're watching and we're trying to see where this pandemic is going to go. But I cannot wait to have you guys at the premiere, to be in the theaters, hearing your thoughts. This role scared me. I almost was not going to do it for, a few reasons, but it's a conversation piece that I want us to talk about. It's important to have these discussions. And once you see the film, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it's right on time. Right on time.
Well, something that we hope we can see safely is that you're starring in season 2 of Amazon's hit show, Homecoming. Now, season 1 starred Julia Roberts. How does it feel to follow in her footsteps as a leading lady?
Oh my goodness, Queen Julia Roberts. Like so many actors and artists, she is phenomenal and is the blueprint. Julia is executive producing this season of Homecoming 2. So to get her blessing, for her to want me to be in this role is a huge honor. I love working with Stefan James. I loved working with Hong. I loved Joan Cusack is a part of it.
Wow.
Love her.
The whole cast,
Great
like
cast.
lots of legends in the cast. And this comes out May 22nd. It's a very complicated character. I did a lot of studying. I lost my memory in this series, so I had to watch a lot of like Jason Bourne identity films. I watched Memento. I did a lot of YouTubing on what it's like to lose your memory and how you come back to finding your identity. So you're going to see this character trying to understand what happened to her. She wakes up in this boat and she doesn't know how she got there, and she's unraveling. And what you think is reality is in fact not. Like it'll have you on the edge of your seat.
Wow. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, your character loses her memory, and the show centers around your mysterious case of amnesia. So we just have to ask you, if you were to lose your memory in real life, what is the one memory you actually would just hate to lose?
What you holding on?
I would say the last time I had an orgasm. I would want to know. I would want to. I would want to hold that to me. In Mexico specifically.
Oh.
Yeah. I would hate. It was a beautiful night. I had.
There we go.
It was great.
There we go. Cheers to that.
Let's start bringing them tacos. All right.
Check out this clip of Homecoming while we cool off. Hey! Hey! Hey, help! Help! Hey! Tell everyone when they can see you in Homecoming.
May 22nd on Amazon Prime.
Hey!
Watch with friends. I can't wait.